you probably wouldn't want Mrs. Clooney as a close friend either, because she's gorgeous, so, you know, possibly not.
I might
but
fake
interestingly,
it, husband.
when we talked about them getting married, we did wonder whether she would take his name. This is Amal Alamuddin, and it says she has taken his name in her professional capacity as a barrister. So on their website now, she is Mrs. Clooney. And it got us talking, saying, is it important to take your husband's name when you get married, or are you against it? Does it bother you? Did you take your husband's name when you got married?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really important to me, and I would definitely take Mrs. Clooney.
Colleen, you've got to get over it.
But yeah, it was very important to me. It was part of the whole marriage thing for me, you know. When I married Shane, I was thrilled because I thought, oh, Ritchie, I like that name. Mrs. Ritchie. I kept saying it, Mrs. Ritchie. And then I found out his real name was Roach. Not that there's anything wrong with roaches out there. But, you know, it was a bit like... And, yeah, so I took Shane's name. Then, when we divorced, I went back to Nolan on all my, you know, paperwork and passport. Then I married Ray and took his name, so I had to change it all again. It's all really part of me. Yeah, I've just put name to be confirmed on my next one. Who knows?
Well, I didn't. I was the opposite because of all that faffing about. You know, because Amy and I have been together a long time, but we only married 4 years ago. And I've been Langsford for so many years. It just seems alien for me to say Holmes. So it's not that I didn't want to take his name. And officially I have. But I haven't actually changed anything, because every time I thought about all the things you have to send off, and your driving licence, your passport, I thought, I need it, and I'm going somewhere, and I just haven't done it. And even now, if I've put Holmes on something, they call my name, so Mrs. Holmes, I'm like this.
Why do women take their husband's name? Why don't they take our name? Why isn't it the other way round? I think it seems absolutely bizarre.
Did you take any of your many husbands' names?
I did take the first husband's name as it goes, because my maiden name was Bull, B-U-L-L. And by the time...
I like that.
Yes, Colleen, but as a byline in a newspaper, it's very small, whereas once I'd snared a double-barrel man, street porter, I had a great deal more space. And so that was it. I started writing shortly after I got married, so I was street porter in print, and then when he went and the others came and went, I stuck with street porter.
Did the others?
But I can't really see the point why any woman would want to take her husband's name. I mean, I find it a bit bizarre.
Did any of the husbands that came after Mr. Street Porter say, why have you got his name and not mine? Were they jealous about that?
Well, they might have said it, but I didn't pay any attention. I married, my third husband was Yugoslav, and his name was unpronounceable, and I could hardly say it myself, let alone spell it. No, there's no point.
Jamelia, did you?
Do you know what? When I got married, honestly, that's when I realised how attached to my name I was. I have my mum's last name, and I was just like, I can't do it. And he kept saying, oh, you know, you're not going to change your passport. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Never did. I mean, we were only married, like, less than a year anyway, but, so, you know, it doesn't count. And to be fair, you should, but I think you need to change yours now.
No, I think your professional name's all right. Like, I'm known as Nolan.
Yeah.
But I always think, if you don't take your husband's name when you get married, and then you have children, what name do you give them?
Well, Jack has got Holmes, and that causes interest at airports and things, you know, because once I was with him, Eamon had gone through another section, and they were looking at the passports, and they looked at Jack and said, is this your mum? I was like, he went, yeah. And then I realised, because I'm Langsford,
But the best thing about that is, when they're little, if they're having a tantrum, you can go, it's not mine.
Passports. When I was on to about husband number 3, you know, that's that little slot. There used to be the little slot on the front of the old-fashioned passport, and it said, Janet Bull, then Mrs. Street Porter, known professionally as Street Porter, then Elliot. And it was so many names in that little slot.
To get an extra page.
And it's funny, when you have changed your name so many times and you were waiting at a hospital or something, they call out your married name, you think, who is that person?
Yeah.